Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So DJI has just launched the brand new Flip drone. Now some of you might have had the DJI Neo in your sights, and now you have the difficult decision of whether you go with the Neo or the DJI Flip. Both drones function very similarly when it comes to the way they fly, their autonomous modes, but there are some big differences between the two, and that might be a deciding factor. So in this video we're going to talk about the features of each drone to help you decide which one perhaps is right for you. So to start off with this comparison video, we're going to talk about the weight, the size, and the durability of the two drones. As you can see, the Neo is significantly smaller. Even when the Flip is in its folded state, there's quite a bit more bulk to it. Something like the Neo here can easily be put into a pocket if you're wearing a hoodie. The Flip could be if it's a loose pocket, but there is a little bit more bulk to it. Now with that said, both are extremely portable and extremely compact. The biggest difference is when you get the Flip unfolded, you can really see the size difference. But really at the end of the day, both drones are compact and easily packable if you're going to be doing some hiking and you just want to bring a drone along with you. Now when it comes to weight, both drones are rated sub 250, so that's going to be important for some people. If we put the Flip here on a scale, you can see 249 grams, so it's right at that mark. Of course, the Neo is quite a bit lighter. Now, when it comes to build quality, both are extremely well built. When it comes to durability, I would have to say the Neo, in my opinion, is just a little bit more durable, just due to how extremely lightweight it is, the thickness of this plastic. I would be more confident with this taking a hard impact over something like the DJI Flip. The gimbal on the DJI Neo is a one-axis gimbal, and it's kind of hidden in behind there, so if you run into stuff, it's well protected. Whereas the gimbal on the Flip is a little bit more exposed. Now with the Flip, we do have front-facing infrared sensors, so that is going to help prevent some impacts. But if it's a side impact and this falls to the ground, that gimbal's still a little more exposed, so there is potential there for it to be damaged. So when it comes to durability, I would have to say the DJI Neo does have the advantage. Now, both drones are capable of flying without a controller. They both have autonomous features. They can easily take off from the palm of your hand, perform the intelligent flight task, and then come back again and land in the palm of your hand. So both are equally quick and easy to deploy if you just want to capture some quick footage. Now with the DJI Flip, we have one additional step. We do have to unfold it first before we can fly it. But as you can see there, it automatically powers on when it's unfolded, so that makes it even quicker to get up in the air. And packing it away is just as quick because when we fold it back up, it automatically powers off.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds.
So both are extremely quick and easy to deploy if you're a vlogger or social media creator and you just want to capture some quick content on the go. Now, one important factor that might be a deciding factor for many people, and that is the fact that the DJI Flip does come with a memory card slot, so you can add expandable memory to the drone, whereas the DJI Neo has built-in memory, 32 gigabytes, so it is very limited. If you're going to be doing a lot of filming throughout the day, 32 gigabytes may not be enough, and you're going to find yourself offloading footage throughout the day. Whereas with the DJI Neo, you can put a high-capacity memory card in it, and that should be enough memory to get you through a day without having to offload footage. So for some people, that's going to be definitely an important feature. Now, probably one of the biggest selling points of the Flip compared to something like the DJI Neo is video quality. Essentially, on the DJI Flip, we have the same camera that comes on the Mini 4 Pro. It's a 1/1.3 inch sensor. The video quality on the DJI Flip is quite a bit higher than that of the Neo. That larger, more advanced sensor is also going to allow the Flip to capture content in low light environments. If you're going to be flying at sunset or sunrise, twilight, or even at night, the footage is still going to look really good. The DJI Flip features a 3-axis gimbal compared to a 1-axis gimbal on the DJI Neo. The DJI Neo uses electronic image stabilization to keep the footage nice and smooth, whereas the Flip we're using a mechanical gimbal. So again, that can make the footage a little smoother in some scenarios, especially again when it comes to low light. Now when it comes to resolution, both drones are capable of filming in 4K. However, with the DJI Flip, we can film at 4K 60 frames per second. Whereas the DJI Neo here can film at a maximum 30 frames per second when filming in 4K. So again, that may be a deciding factor for some people. Now both drones are capable of filming in vertical mode, whether you're connected to the app and you're flying it autonomously, or you've got it connected to a controller. However, with the DJI Flip, we can film at a max resolution of 2.7K, whereas with the DJI Neo, when you're filming vertically, either autonomously or with a controller, the max resolution is 1080. Now before we continue with this video, I'm just going to show you some sample side-by-side footage. On the left-hand side, it's footage captured on the DJI Flip. On the right-hand side, it was captured on the DJI Neo. Now when viewing it side-by-side, it's probably hard to tell the video quality, because the image is so small, but the video quality of the Flip is substantially higher than that of the Neo. The Neo does pretty good for what it is and for the price, but definitely if video quality is your priority over some of the other features, then the DJI Flip is definitely the choice for you. As mentioned, it pretty well has the same camera as the Mini 4 Pro, which has excellent video quality. So for some people, that's going to be very appealing. Now I'll just play them back one at a time, and that way you can watch it full screen and see what the difference is. Now when it comes to wind rating, the DJI Flip is rated for a level 5 wind, and the DJI Neo here is rated for a level 4 wind. So technically it doesn't handle the wind quite as well. Now I would have to say, after flying it on some windy days, both drones on windy days, that neither of them perform well in extreme wind. Now these types of selfie drones, quite often you're not too high up, so for the most part it's not too much of an issue, but that just is a spec that you may want to keep in mind. Level 5 wind rating and a level 4 wind rating. Now if flight speed is important to you, the DJI Flip can fly a little bit faster. This is rated for 12 meters a second when in sport mode, whereas the DJI Neo here is rated for only 8 meters per second when in sport mode. When it comes to audio recording, being able to embed audio right into your video via the Fly app, both drones perform equally. When using the Fly app connected to the drone, you're able to use your phone as a microphone to embed audio, and both drones perform well in that scenario. And both drones have the voice control feature when you have the drone connected directly to a smartphone and you're using the Fly app. Now I know some of you are going to be curious about the noise comparison. I think both the Flip and the DJI Neo are a little bit noisier than some of the other drones that are available, such as the Mini 4 Pro or the Air 3. Now the noise isn't overly louder, it's just mainly the pitch that is a little bit higher. So I'm going to play some drone noise samples here for you so you can get a feel of what they sound like. Now another important feature of the DJI Flip is that it is capable of filming in 10-bit D-Log-M. So if you're a person who wants to do your own color grading, that's going to be a very important feature. That feature is not available on the DJI Neo. When it comes to flight modes, they're very similar in some aspects. Both can be flown autonomously without a controller. Both can take off from the palm of your hand, perform the intelligent flight task, and then again land in the palm of your hand. Both drones can be connected to a smartphone, where you're able to launch the intelligent flight modes or change settings, or you can use the smartphone as a virtual controller. On top of that, both drones can be connected to a controller, which is going to give you a more traditional drone flight. It's going to offer better precision, better range. So when it comes to those flight aspects, both drones are pretty well equal. However, when it comes to flight capabilities, one advantage the DJI Neo has over the DJI Flip is the fact that you can connect it to FPV goggles, and you can have a traditional FPV flight. You're able to fly the DJI Neo with goggles, the Motion 3 controller, or the FPV 3 controller. You can even fly it in full manual mode. Unfortunately, with the DJI Flip, at the time of filming this video, you're not able to connect it to goggles. Now, this probably will never be capable of full manual FPV where you're doing flips and loops. They may make it compatible with goggles down the road, but at the time of filming this video, the only one that is capable of FPV flight and capable of being connected to FPV goggles is the DJI Neo. So for some people, that may be a deciding factor. Now, going back to flying with a controller, when you've got either of these drones connected to a controller, they're both fully capable of using focus track. That means you can do manual tracking while using a controller. You have access to the point of interest feature and spotlight. But with the DJI Flip, you get access to some of the more advanced intelligent flight modes that DJI offers, such as master shots, hyperlapses, and panoramas. Those features are not available while flying the DJI Neo with a controller. Now, when it comes to flight time, the DJI Flip has a higher flight time. It's rated at 31 minutes, whereas the DJI Neo is rated at 18 minutes. Now, neither one is going to get to their max rating. That's kind of in perfect conditions, but you're definitely going to get more flight time with something like the DJI Flip. And lastly, I think a big deciding factor for many people is going to be the price of the drone. Now, pricing is going to depend on the country you live in, as different tariffs and that can adjust the price. But a baseline price, you're looking at $439 for the DJI Flip with a controller, the basic controller. The DJI Neo, you can get just the drone only for $200. And that's kind of a thing. Unfortunately, you cannot buy just the Flip as a drone only. You do have to have it bundled in with a controller at the time of filming this video anyways. And some people don't like that because they already have a compatible controller. They just want to purchase the drone and save that extra money, but you're not able to do that. Whereas with the Neo you can get it for $199, so it's less than half the price if you're just looking for the drone only. So for some people, budget is definitely going to be a deciding factor. And for $199, the DJI Neo can be very appealing. So yeah, folks, that is my comparison of the two drones. Really, they're both excellent for what they offer and what they cost. Some of the features might be more appealing to different users depending on how you're going to use it. The DJI Flip offers better video quality and a more traditional flight experience if you want kind of the best of both worlds. It has some more advanced features in the Fly app if you want to get creative. Whereas something like the DJI Neo is a little bit cheaper, it's a little bit lighter, smaller, easier to pack if you're a hiker, and you have the bonus of flying at FPV style if you so wish. The video quality is not as good as the DJI Flip, but for social media and different applications like that, it's usually more than adequate. So you just have to decide what features and capabilities are most important to you. But at the end of the day, I think you'll be happy with either one that you choose. Now, just quickly before I go here, I'm going to play some random footage from each drone captured over the last couple of months, just so you can see what each drone is capable of. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.